They might have been a little bit different, but the whole power and atmosphere of them were the same. First of all, I had this sensation as I went to bed that I was leaving my body. I had never, ever had that in all my life, never had any spiritual experiences. Like I said, I was born and brought up Catholic and baptized as a little infant. I was confirmed in the 8th grade, but I was hoping God was real, but I never really knew. So the bottom line is that I had never had any type of a spiritual experience. So when I talk about these, I don't want you to think that I'm always having these spiritual experiences, because really I never had. And the bottom line is that I had this sensation of leaving my body. It was more than a sensation. I was very aware of it. And I, like others have talked about, I started going through a tunnel. And I had the sensation of going through that tunnel. I don't know how fast I was going, but let me say this. I knew that I was going to God. It was very clear to me. I knew that I was about to go face to face with God. And the second thing I want to say is that I knew I'd been there before. What happens is when we come to earth, our lives now, we forget who we really are. That's called the pre-existence of the soul. What happens is somehow, some way, when we are born, we forget who we were with God. Somehow we fell and we came to earth, and the whole purpose of our life is to seek God, to become a person of virtue, and to love other people. And I'm going through the tunnel. I knew I was about to meet God, and I was very much, I don't know how to say this, I was resisting it. Because when you're about to go before God, it is very scary. Right now, we can't understand it, because right now everything seems so safe and secure, but this was a traumatic, life-changing, terrifying, blissful, I use all the adjectives, experience. Went through the tunnel, and then now all of a sudden, I'm bathed in light. Now, I was not allowed to see other than what you would see with your eyes closed when you're looking at the sun, but even brighter than that. I had the sensation of my body form, my soul's form was like it is now. I had the sensation I was standing up. The senses that I have now, I could hear, I could see, but I could only see light. And obviously I knew where I was standing before God. Besides the light, and I was very much embraced by this light. The second thing, and this all happened simultaneously, the light and the other two things I'm going to tell you, there was this ecstatic, pleasurable, powerful feeling. It's called glory. It was the glory of God. And the glory of God is why we were made, why people get into addictions and they're not happy and they're depressed, is because our hearts were made for God, not for ourselves. And this electricity, if I can call it that, was running all through my soul. My body wasn't there, but my soul was there, who I truly am. And I mean, I was so happy, and I had this smile on my face because God was electrifying me with pleasure. Again, he was sharing his glory with me. And what I like to describe it as, again, I was not allowed to see. But if you've ever seen a TV screen with the horizontal bars going through it when it's not tuned in correctly, I could see the lines of glory running through my body, through my soul, all through me. it was amazing. I could see it, but I wasn't given sight visually. It's just something you can see. This love changed me, Mia. All your viewers and listeners, this love changed me from somebody who was, first of all, doubting and not sure, selfish, and really about myself. This love penetrated me and touched me. And the words that I use is more than a love that a mother has for her child, more than a love that married people have for each other, more than love that friends have for each other. Affection, intense, passionate, relentless, any word that you can use, overwhelming, strong, powerful. Wow. I will never, ever, ever forget being loved like this. When I was in God's presence, again, how long was I there? Half an hour. That would be my guess, because there really is no time there. It's transcending time. It's eternity. It's a new type of time. I don't know how to explain it. Transcendence is the word I use. While I was there, seeing the light, being glorified and being loved, God spoke to me twice. And I didn't hear a voice. It was more of an inner understanding, a telepathic conveyance of God's communication. And what God said to me, number one, many people that have these near-death experiences talk about the judgment, that they felt like they had a life review and there was a judgment, that somehow the way you were living was called into scrutiny. And I had that. It was very clear. I understood that I wasn't right before God, that I needed to change. The way I was living my life wasn't according to God's will. I was still young, 19 years old, 20 years old, and very selfish, living for myself, dating, doing the stuff that young people do. So what God told me is, Cedric, you need to be justified. And I didn't even know what that word meant, but I understood it. The word justified means to be put right before God, because we're all going to have a judgment at the end of our life.